What are the differences between level 1, 2, and 3 tree risk assessments? If you've ever been in a client meeting, reviewing a planning application, or evaluating a potentially hazardous tree and wondered which level of assessment is actually appropriate, this podcast is for you. Today I'm going to clearly explain the differences between level 1, level 2, and level 3 tree risk assessments. I'll cover what each level includes, real-world examples of when they're used, and the advantages and disadvantages of each. Let's start with the foundation. ISA TRAQ stands for Tree Risk Assessment Qualification. It was developed by the International Society of Arboriculture as a standardized methodology for assessing tree risk. The process evaluates the likelihood of failure, the likelihood of impact, and the consequences of that failure. Together, those factors determine an overall risk rating. But not every situation requires the same depth of assessment. That's where the 3 levels come in. Level 1 is called a limited visual assessment. This is essentially a screening inspection. It is brief, it is conducted from ground level, and it does not involve specialized tools or invasive investigation. The assessor visually scans the tree for obvious defects such as dead branches, large cracks, root plate lifting, or significant lean. Level 1 is commonly used in municipal tree inventories, post-storm sweeps, golf courses, large campuses, or homeowner association properties. For example, after a windstorm, a city may need to quickly identify trees that pose immediate hazards along roads or sidewalks. A Level 1 assessment allows rapid triage across hundreds or thousands of trees. The advantages of Level 1 are speed, efficiency, and cost effectiveness. It allows large populations of trees to be evaluated quickly and helps prioritize which trees require further inspection. The disadvantages are just as important. It is limited, it cannot confirm internal decay, it may miss hidden structural weaknesses, and it is generally not sufficient for high liability or high value situations. Level 1 answers the question, which trees need more attention? Now let's move to Level 2. Level 2 is the standard full track assessment. This is what most consulting arborists mean when they say they performed a tree risk assessment. Level 2 includes a detailed visual inspection and closer examination of defects. It may involve sounding the trunk with a mallet, probing cavities, inspecting the root flare, measuring defects, and documenting findings thoroughly. It is still primarily visual, but it is systematic and structured under the TRAQ methodology. Level 2 is appropriate when targets are significant. For example, a mature oak overhanging a house, a large tree next to a school playground, or a tree adjacent to a commercial parking lot. Imagine a homeowner concerned about a large lateral limb extending over their roof. There are visible signs of decay. They want to know whether the tree should be removed or retained. A Level 2 assessment provides a formal risk rating and defensible documentation to support that decision. The advantages of Level 2 include standardized methodology, industry recognition, stronger defensibility, and an appropriate balance between cost and depth. However, it still relies heavily on visual indicators and professional judgment. Internal decay is not directly quantified, and it requires more time than Level 1. Level 2 answers the question, is this tree reasonably safe given the targets and conditions? Now let's talk about Level 3. Level 3 is an advanced assessment. This level goes beyond visual inspection and incorporates specialized diagnostic tools. These tools may include sonic tomography to map internal decay, resistance drilling to measure wood density, static pull testing to evaluate stability, or air excavation to investigate root systems. Level 3 is used when visual assessment alone leaves too much uncertainty, especially when consequences of failure are severe. Consider a 200-year-old beech tree with a large internal cavity located in a busy public park. Removal would have ecological, historical, and social consequences, but failure could impact people daily. Before making that decision, advanced testing may be used to determine residual wall thickness and structural integrity. Level 3 is also commonly used in legal disputes, development conflicts, heritage tree preservation, and high-value specimen tree cases. The advantages of Level 3 are reduced uncertainty, quantifiable data, and stronger support for high-stakes decisions. It can prevent unnecessary removals and provide clarity in contentious situations. The disadvantages are cost, time, required expertise, and the fact that even advanced tools do not eliminate all uncertainty. Level 3 answers the question, is this tree structurally viable under current and projected conditions? Here's the practical summary. Level 1 is quick screening. Level 2 is the standard detailed assessment. Level 3 is advanced diagnostic investigation. The deeper the assessment, the greater the cost, time, and technical complexity, but also the greater the defensibility and data resolution. So how do you choose? Ask yourself 3 questions. What is the target? What are the consequences if the tree fails? And how defensible does this assessment need to be? If the targets are low value and the purpose is triage, level 1 may be sufficient. If property, people, or liability are involved, level 2 is typically appropriate. If the tree has high ecological, historical, or legal significance, or if uncertainty remains after level 2, level 3 may be warranted. Understanding the differences ensures you apply the right level of assessment to the right situation, and that protects not only the client, but also your professional credibility. Thanks for listening to the Arborist podcast. Let's keep building your arborist knowledge one domain at a time. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe.